People heard you were on. We got a lot of social media questions for you, Dave. Are you ready, my friend?
Probably not, but I'll take them anyway.
James Monroe on Larry King Now blog. Is there ever a profession where specializing is being better than a generalist?
Yes, and sort of the important distinction there absolutely is that I discuss in Range is you have to identify if you're in what the psychologist Robin Hogarth calls a kind or wicked learning environment. So a kind learning environment is one where next steps are clear, work tomorrow looks like work yesterday, it's based on repeating patterns. You get feedback that's totally accurate and usually automatic and very quick. So in those kinds of kind learning environments, specialization works really well, which was like most of the industrial economy. So it made a lot of sense to specialize then. Wicked learning environments, next steps may not be clear. You may have to create new things. Rules may not be clear. You can't count on patterns repeating. Feedback may be delayed or inaccurate. So the kind learning environments, things like chess, are the ones that are really easy to automate, and also ones where specialization works. So something like a surgeon, and I mentioned this in the book because I want to give credit to specialists where it's due, that specialized surgeons have fewer complications than less specialized surgeons, and even on top of just the effect of repetitions. So something on top of just experience about being specialized makes a surgeon have fewer complications. That said, they also do many more unnecessary procedures. So it's kind of this mixed bag where you may end up having fewer complications with like the surgery that you didn't need. But there are professions that are in these kind learning environments that I try to explain in the book where specialization works really well and you want it.
From A-Rod to Hogarth by way of the Sonoran Desert, what's your dead zone intellectually, man? Because you seem like you ought to quit this and get into the Jeopardy thing now that people are knocking off $2 million over there. What would you tell me would be your blind spot intellectually? I haven't gleaned it yet.
I don't know. I mean, before I wrote a book on genetics, I thought my scientific blind spot was genetics, so I decided to write a book about it. But when I work on my books, I spend the first year not writing, just trying to read 10 journal articles a day, every day for the first year. So I end up accumulating a lot of information doing that. But my blind spots, I don't know. I mean, in the course of writing this book, because I wanted to sort of live some of the things I was saying, I took a beginner's online fiction writing course, and one of the exercises involved writing a story with no dialogue whatsoever. And I realized I'd been leaning on quotes to do explanation that are more clearly done in narration. I went back through the entire manuscript of Range and stripped a huge number of quotes, and I think it made the writing a lot better. And so, but that was a blind spot I didn't know I had until I was sort of knocked out of my rut of competence by taking this beginner's class. So I'm committed to trying to do things like that now because it sort of awakened me to a blind spot. I
remember when I was young, when you say geneticist, I used to watch Playboy after dark. Let's say I was studying genes. But Hefner would always be sitting on the divan, and geneticist William Shockley would be on one side, and then Lenny Bruce would stumble in all loaded in a caftan. And I didn't even know what a geneticist was, but at that point I thought I should look this up. That seems like a switched-on job. Pretty dry stuff, though, huh?
That was an incredible transition. You have to be quite the generalist or polymath yourself to have made a transition like that. So I'm very impressed.
I know, I just pulled my neck. I need one of those ellipticals. Jessica Porter on the Larry King Now blog. Loved your latest book, David. I was wondering if you were ever worried about any backlash after breaking the Alex Rodriguez steroid use story. Well, we've covered that a little bit. Like, as you said, so literally a win for both teams in that trade, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always worried about backlash. I thought it was going to be about the book because I lose a ton of sleep because I have to simplify a lot of scientific work, and I spend a lot of time with scientists, and I lose a ton of sleep at how they're going to react. But absolutely, I'm worried about the backlash of like every story I write. And with the A-Rod story, one thing was that I was a teammate with Selena Roberts, which took a lot of the pressure off. She was more senior than I was, but. We got some death threats. I actually got taken out of the LexisNexis address database, which is a huge hassle because, like, if I ever need a tax refund, I have to go in person because I can't do, like, the online quiz because my information is not as public. So, I got lots of fan mail from Boston and lots of hate mail from New York, and it was a harrowing experience, but not so bad. The college sports stories were the ones where the backlash was really scary, not pro sports stories.
Never miss a beat. Subscribe to Larry King Now and watch new episodes every day.